So I'm going through this audiobook called How to Have Impossible Conversations. And this book is like, it's built for how to have a conversation with somebody who falls completely like on a different part of the spectrum from you on whatever issue. So it could be somebody who has dramatically different political beliefs, or dramatically different religious beliefs, or dramatically different beliefs in whatever area. And it's just like how to have a conversation like that with someone to find middle ground and to create belief change, perhaps, if that's like the point of your conversation. And it goes through like all of the research into what actually convinces people to change their beliefs and opinions about people. And it's actually a great book and like so many lessons for selling in it. In fact, it's probably one of the best selling books that I've ever read, even though it's not about, well, listen to in my case, because it's audiobook, but one of the best selling books that I've ever gone through that doesn't discuss selling really at all. It's about how to have persuasive conversations. And for example, there's some really interesting discussions in there that completely align with things that I teach in terms of selling. Like there's this idea in selling, the kind of the old style of like the strong closer selling was well, let me give you this imaginary experiment. So imagine that you are sitting down in a room with your prospect, and in this room there's a table in the middle of the room, and this table has 4 chairs. And your prospect, it's one person. It's a rectangle table, and there are 4 chairs, or there are 2 chairs on one side and 2 chairs on the other side. And your prospect goes in the room first. Your prospect sits down first, and you see they sit down on one of the chairs on one of the sides of the table, right? So my question to you is, do you choose the chair that is across the table from the prospect, so you're looking at them face to face? Or do you choose the chair? Remember, there's 2 on each side, so you get to choose. Are you going to sit across from them, or do you choose the chair next to them? So you're sitting side by side with them. And believe it or not, this actually it makes a difference, and it makes a difference beyond just like being in physical relationship. What it says is either I am against you or I am with you, next to you. And by choosing this idea of being with or next to your prospect, it positions the selling completely differently. It frames the selling completely differently. I am with you on a team versus I am against you in this like combat, right? And that's actually one of the earliest points that the book makes, is it actually talks about that process of like positioning yourself with the prospect. Now, the topic of this video is why facts don't sell and what does. And that actually goes, it's completely related to this, but it actually goes to a different point made much later in the book. And there's a statement in the book that struck me, that all conversations take place on 3 levels. They take place on the level of facts, the level of feelings, and the level of identity. They take place on the level of facts, feelings, and identity. And so, like when you get into a political conversation with somebody, you may lay out all of these facts in favor of your side, your position, your opinion, your belief, right? You may lay out all these facts, and it will never make them budge, because facts are a very important but small part of why people make decisions. They make decisions based on their feelings and based on their identity. Now, there are different, there are like beliefs and values that kind of fit in there too. And in fact, the Dilt's logical levels cover these things on with even more granularity, I believe. But still, if you think about this in terms of like, am I going to persuade someone by just giving them the facts? In most cases, the answer is no. You're actually just going to bore them. Am I going to persuade someone by getting them to feel, by giving them feelings? Actually, it helps. It helps a lot. You go a long way towards giving people, or towards persuasion, towards belief change by focusing on feelings. And in fact, feelings plus facts is how most marketing is taught. And yet, so much like the most persuasive messages understand that those two things are not quite enough, that there is this level of identity, and having the person that you're speaking with feel like this person is like me. This person is somebody that I can connect with. This person, their identity overlaps with mine in a way that makes sense and makes me predisposed to agreeing with them. And so that's why, like, if you deal with someone on one end of the political spectrum and they consider themselves like an extreme conservative, and that is their identity, and you deal with somebody on the other end and they consider themselves an extreme liberal, and that is their identity, like, no amount of facts and feelings thrown back and forth is going to change either of their minds. The book actually goes into the How to Have Impossible Conversations, goes into finding identities that are bigger than that. So, like, we're both human beings. We're both human beings, right? Or like we're both parents. We both care about our kids. We're both involved with marketing. Like, just finding that connection point where the identity connects, and then the feelings and the facts start to become more relevant. But whereas the facts by themselves are not relevant, which goes back to that whole that whole imagination exercise that I had you go through with sitting down next to your prospect versus across from them. When they feel like you're in a face-to-face, like face-off, right? That feels naturally competitive, like somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. Versus when the identity is, hey, we're both on the same team here. We're both looking to get you the best outcome possible. Then it can be a win-win, and it can feel like a win-win. And there's this identity of, hey, we're on a team together versus we're against each other. And so even that one move is tied to this whole idea of identity and why identity can be so powerful in terms of selling. So what do you think? Have you seen this play out? Have you actually used this to your benefit in marketing and selling situations? Leave a comment below and let me know, and share it with other people who have watched this video. Share your insights, share your perspectives on how this has worked for you. You should also click like on this video so that other people like you can get value out of it, so it can be shown to them. Also, so you can get more content like this delivered to you. If you do know anybody specific who would get a lot of value out of this video, you can share it directly with them, and also subscribe. You can follow me here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. The link is in the description to get content like this delivered every day, Monday through Friday, videos, articles, that sort of thing, covering marketing, business building, selling, direct response, copywriting, and more. My name is Royfer. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. I hope that you've gotten a lot of value out of it, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.